5 steps to overcome cold call anxiety. Step number 1, detach from the outcome of your calls and conversations. If you have anxiety when you're picking this up to cold call prospects, it's because you're attaching your self-worth to booking a meeting. You think that when you have a conversation with a prospect on a cold call, it's your job to convince them to take a meeting with you because your product and service is the right fit, when we all know that is not the case. You have zero control in a prospect agreeing to meet with you. The only thing you have control over is how many times you pick this thing up in a given day to call potential buyers, the words you use, the opener you use, your attitude, how you handle objections, what that process looks like. That's the only thing you control. You have no control if you're calling a prospect and they're driving their kids to school and they don't have time to speak with you. You have no control if your prospect is having a bad day, decides to curse you out, and hang up on you. You have no control if your product or service isn't the right fit and there's no timing. You don't have control over those things. Yet most salespeople think they do, which makes them attach their self-worth to the outcome of the call. If they don't book a meeting, they don't think they're worthy. They don't think they're good enough. They think they're not good at sales, which is not the case at all. When you start detaching your self-worth from the outcome of your sales conversations, whether it's a cold call, a sales discovery call, a closing call, when you start detaching yourself from those outcomes, the anxiety will slowly but consistently alleviate, and it's going to become so much easier over time to pick this up and make cold calls. Step number 2, piggybacking off step number 1. The goal of your cold call is not to book a meeting. Your goal of the cold call is to simply have a conversation. If that call goes well and there's a problem you could solve for the prospect and they want to meet with you and you set a meeting up, that's awesome. If your call ends in 2 seconds because the prospect hangs up on you, that's also okay. They probably weren't a good fit. Simple mindset shift. If your goal is to book a meeting on every call you have, you're going to feel like a complete failure and you're going to run out of steam and get burnt out because 80 to 90% of cold call connections don't end in a book meeting. So a simple mindset shift. Your goal is no longer to book meetings. Your goal is to have conversations. If they go in one direction and they want to meet with you, great. If they go in a different direction and they don't want to meet with you, that is also okay. Step number 3, being nervous to do something is a good thing. I now get excited when I get nervous, and I get nervous on a daily basis. You're going to get nervous on a daily basis when you're in sales. You're constantly outside of your comfort zone, and that's why I love sales. You're always out of your comfort zone. You have to start viewing getting nervous as a good thing. When I get nervous, it shows me that I care about what I'm about to do, and it helps me lock in and stay 100% focused. When I'm cold calling, guys, I've made 50, 60, 70,000 cold calls in my sales career across the last 7 years. There's not a day that goes by when I'm making cold calls that I'm not nervous. I am nervous all the time, but I channel that nervous energy into saying, hey, Matt, you're doing something that you care about. You're calling these people because you could potentially help them. You care about those outcomes. And it's helping me lock in for the next 20, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. I'm locked in. I'm nervous, but I'm locked into exactly what I'm about to do. So the next time you get nervous, nerves are different than anxiety, right? The next time you get nervous to pick up the phone to cold call somebody, have a smile on your face because you are locked in and you care about what you're about to do. Step number 4, this is a non-negotiable for me. Before you pick this up to make your first call today, it's your job as a sales professional to get into a rhythm. Sales cold calling is very similar to sports. I don't think LeBron James, he's playing the Pelicans tonight, I don't think he is going to show up to his 8:30 p.m. Pacific tip-off without having warmed up, without having showed up 4 or 5 hours before game time to get shots up, get treatment, lift some weights, get a good sweat in, watch some tape. He's showing up hours before, getting into a rhythm. He is not practicing in the first quarter. That's not what he's doing. He's a true professional. You as a sales professional can't be practicing on prospects. You only have a couple opportunities, a couple conversations in a given day when you're cold calling. Connect rates are low. You can't be practicing on your prospects. You need to be role playing. So that's number one. Number two, my dad taught me this, and he's probably the best sales professional that I know. Start your day by having a conversation and calling somebody that likes you. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a customer you just sold, maybe it's a friend, but you know they're going to pick your call up and be happy to hear from you. So that's another tip. So number one, got to be role playing, got to be practicing. And then number two of this fourth step, call somebody you know who's going to like to hear from you. And step number five, you have to be patient with yourself. Guys, it takes a long time to get comfortable cold calling. A long, long time. Frequency of dials will get you there. If you're watching this video and maybe you're in college or maybe you're just starting out, you're a sales development rep and you have a ton of anxiety, just know it will alleviate if you follow these steps and put the work in and make the dials. You just have to make the dials. Frequency of dials and patience will get you there. Trust me, I was where you were when I was first starting out. I was terrified to cold call, and that lasted probably over a year, maybe 2 years. But over time, it started to alleviate. I started to enlist these tactics into my mindset, and I started to get more comfortable picking this up. Am I nervous every day to make cold calls? 100%. Do I have anxiety? I have zero anxiety. There's a big difference between anxiety and nervousness. Look it up on Google. There's a lot of articles out there. But you have to be patient with yourself. If you put in the work will take care of you. It's my favorite quote. Always remember that. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Check out this video right here. It's the same topic, how to alleviate anxiety. It's a video I shot, I think it was 2 years ago, but it was one of the best videos we shot on this channel, and this was a part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you.